7 toxic things you must eliminate in silence. Why silence is the strongest form of power. Most people believe change must be loud. They announce boundaries, explain their decisions, and demand understanding. Stoicism teaches the opposite. Real power moves quietly. Silence protects your energy, keeps your dignity intact, and prevents unnecessary resistance. In this video, we explore 7 toxic things that slowly destroy peace, confidence, and self-respect, and why the most effective way to eliminate them is without explanation, without argument, and without emotional noise. 1. Toxic people who feed on your reactions. Toxic people are not always obvious. They often appear supportive while subtly provoking emotional reactions, draining your energy through criticism, comparison, gossip, or passive aggression. Their power comes from your response. Stoicism teaches that what disturbs us is not people themselves, but our judgment about them. When you eliminate toxic people in silence, you remove the reward they seek: your attention. You don't confront, announce, or seek closure. You simply reduce access. Distance becomes a boundary, and silence becomes a shield. Over time, they fade because there is nothing left to feed on. 2. The habit of over-explaining yourself. Over-explaining is rooted in the fear of being misunderstood or disliked. It is a silent confession of insecurity. Stoic wisdom reminds us that we are responsible for our actions, not for others' approval. When you feel compelled to justify every decision, you give others authority over your choices. Eliminating this habit in silence restores self-trust. You make decisions, stand by them, and allow others to think what they will. Confidence does not argue, it acts. The less you explain, the more solid your presence becomes. 3. Seeking validation and external approval. Validation addiction is one of the most toxic modern habits. Likes, praise, attention, and recognition become emotional currency. When approval is missing, self-worth collapses. Stoicism teaches self-approval through virtue, discipline, and integrity. Eliminating the need for validation in silence means you stop announcing progress, stop seeking reassurance, and stop measuring yourself against others. Growth becomes private. When your worth comes from within, silence feels natural, not lonely. You no longer need to be seen to feel real. 4. Emotional reactivity and impulsive responses. Emotional reactivity is a weakness disguised as honesty. Reacting instantly through anger, defensiveness, or sarcasm hands control to others. Stoics believed emotional discipline was the foundation of freedom. When you eliminate reactivity in silence, you pause instead of responding. You observe instead of exploding. Silence creates space between stimulus and response. In that space, power lives. People lose the ability to manipulate you when they can no longer predict your reactions. Calm becomes your advantage. 5. Self-sabotaging habits you excuse. Daily procrastination, negative self-talk, inconsistency, and lack of discipline are quiet toxins. They don't attack loudly, they slowly erode potential. Stoicism emphasizes daily discipline practiced privately. Eliminating self-sabotage in silence means you stop talking about change and start embodying it. You fix routines, strengthen habits, and correct weaknesses without broadcasting your journey. Real transformation doesn't need witnesses. The strongest confidence comes from promises kept to yourself. 6. The need to fix, save, or carry others. Trying to rescue others is often driven by ego, guilt, or fear of abandonment. Stoicism teaches a clear distinction between what is within your control and what is not. Other people's growth, choices, and healing are not yours to manage. Eliminating this toxic responsibility in silence frees emotional energy. You stop chasing, convincing, or sacrificing yourself. You allow people to face their own consequences. Walking away quietly is not cruelty, it is wisdom. 7. Living in the past and replaying old pain. The past is a powerful prison when revisited daily. Regret, resentment, guilt, and what if thinking steal presence and clarity. Stoics believed suffering comes from clinging to what cannot be changed. Eliminating the past in silence does not mean forgetting. It means refusing to relive pain unnecessarily. You accept what happened, extract the lesson, and release the emotional weight. Silence helps here because healing does not require explanation. Letting go is an internal decision, not a public announcement. Quiet growth is unstoppable when you eliminate toxic things in silence. You deny drama its oxygen. You preserve dignity. You grow without resistance. Stoicism reminds us that strength does not shout, it endures. Let others talk. Let others misunderstand. You continue forward quietly, disciplined, and free. The strongest transformation is the one no one sees coming.